Well, good morning. It's August 4th, day 87 for me on the trail. I've left the shelter area and am heading northbound again. And today is going to be a long day. I tried to get out as early as I could. Had my alarm set for 4:30, and I was pretty much out of the tent area by 6. Yeah, so the plan for today is 17-ish miles, and I got to climb a few peaks to do that. I'm in the middle of the first one right now. It's a pretty short climb, and this will get me to the peak for Chairback Mountain. But later on today, there's a series of 4 peaks back to back. Yeah, you go up one, come down a little bit, go up another one, come down a little bit. And you keep doing that. But the last one is called White Cap. And if the weather cooperates, I should get my first view of Katahdin. So we're going to hope for the best on that. Oh, gosh. Okay, I've got a tricky little descent here, so I'm going to have to put this down and edit this out. Yeah, every once in a while, you think it's going to be flat for a moment, and then they throw something interesting at you. All right, well, as always, if I see anything interesting, I will grab a picture or some video. But for now, here's what the trail looks like. Early in the morning, and here's the view from Chairback Mountain. Just about 2,200 feet of elevation. I just had to scramble down that. I mean, there are some points where it's not hiking, and that's what particularly frustrates me about calling this a through hike or a long distance hike. Well, it's about 8:30, and actually on a very nice part of the trail. It's relatively smooth and slight downhill. I haven't come across, I take that back. One other person on the trail so far today. Well, I should take that back too. So, I don't know if I mentioned it, but a few days ago back in Monson at Shaw's, the guys that I was hiking with before were there. So a Wolfman, Radioactive, and Captain Blaze were there. And I knew they were going to be there. Basically, I caught up to them because they took an extra 0, and I didn't do that Nero at the Sterling Inn that one day. So I was able to catch up to them. And so early on in the morning, they were hiking in the same proximity as me. But other than that, I've seen one other person on the trail, and she was a trail runner. And so I got out of her way, and she ran by, and I saw her briefly a few moments later, and now she's gone. I haven't seen her since. So it's been kind of nice. I've been just hiking by myself and enjoying the solitude and the sounds of nature. And right now I'm hiking by a creek. Still have about 12 miles to go, I think. No, maybe more. But, yeah, it's still going to be a long day. But, I'm in the easier part of the day, and I do have to get over a stream or two, I think, and then start the climbing. All right, well, here's what the trail looks like. I'm in an area known as the Hermitage. And what's special about this area is that it is one of the few remaining old growth forests. Some of the white pines in this area are over 300 years old. And word is that some of them have a royal stamp on them. They were to be used by the British for the masts of their ships. And you can probably see some of them. I mean, there's some just huge white pines. If I find one with a stamp, I'll try and grab a picture of it. But I think it's pretty cool. You know, this area was never logged. It's the Gulfhagus stream. Got a series of some short falls here. Tough to see him through the trees. All right, well, made it to the top of the Gulfhagus mountain. Oh my goodness, humidity today. It's rough. I feel like I'm drinking a lot of water and it's just running out of me. And, you know, it's so humid. You're sweating. It just doesn't cool you off that much. That was a tough climb, and it was only like a 500-foot climb. So, you descend a little bit and climb back up to the next peak, and got to do that 3 times. All right, so that was the first of 4 in this little roller coaster. Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right. Well, for now, here's what the trail looks like. All right, so I made it to Hay Mountain. That's the 3rd of the 4 peaks. And there's some ugly weather coming in. It's been lots of thunder recently coming through and starting to get some sprinkles. So I'm gonna descend off of hay and start the climb for Whitecap. But if there's still thunder in the area, I've got to stop before the final part, because it's a bald, and getting struck by lightning is not one of the things I want to do while on the trail. So we'll have to see how that goes. But most of the way through the day, just got to get this last part done. Hopefully, this storm kind of goes through quickly, but it seems like it's moving kind of slow. I was really hoping for a good view from Whitecap, but I don't think that's going to happen today. You can say on a good day you can see Katahdin. Well, it probably won't be today, but maybe I'll see it tomorrow. Alrighty, well, I don't know if I'll see you again until I get to the shelter, just because of the weather. Alrighty, see you later. Well, made it to Whitecap Mountain, and the storm has cleared. Didn't produce too much rain on us, and we get a good view. It's a little hazy, but it is worth it. Now, some of these peaks are the Chairbacks, which is what I was climbing yesterday, but gosh, I don't know which ones they are. I think they're probably over there. I think those are probably the Chairbacks. So I'm not really sure, to be honest. The previous clip was looking south. This is looking north. Katahdin is in this direction, but I think it's just a little too hazy to see it. All right, I'm at another viewpoint here, and there's this deep view here into the gorge. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, out there in the distance, pretty sure that is Katahdin. It's due north of me right now. This is the water source for the campsite I'm at tonight. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. All right, well, I was able to set up my tent and do everything I need to do, get water, make some dinner and everything. It's about 7 o'clock now. But I was hiking for, I took a few breaks and everything, but I was moving for about 11 hours, a little over 11 hours. That was a long day. And my legs are feeling it. Just tired, nothing hurts, but man, it's gonna be nice to lay down and get some rest. This place is packed. The shelter is full. It says it'll hold 6 people. There's 5 people in it, and it looked pretty full. And there are tents everywhere in the spaces, in spaces where I wouldn't think you would try and put a tent. I'm about 1/10 of a mile away from the shelter. I was able to find a decent spot to set up my tent. And right next to a family of 5, Lovely and the Tramp and their kids. and three kids under 10. I had met them somewhere in the Whites. I don't remember exactly where in the Whites, and they're just plugging along. They made it here. And they're planning to get to Katahdin. They're trying to get the youngest is too young to hike Katahdin per Katahdin's rules, so they're trying to get a special waiver from Baxter State Park. But man, I just can't imagine hiking doing this with three kids under 10. I was talking to them, and the tramp, the father, his pack is the pack's over 80 pounds, and Lovely, the mom, her pack is over 50 pounds. I'm complaining about hiking by myself with about a 30-pound pack. Man, good for them, but I just that seems like a lot more work than I'm willing to do. I don't think my 12-year-old would want to come on this. Anyways, it's just, it's interesting, the people that you meet on the trail, and everybody's got their own reasons and their own story. So, all right. Well, the plan for tomorrow is longer. yeah, 17.4, I think, is what I did today. The plan for tomorrow is 19 point something, I think. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember reading the terrain map correctly, it's a little bumpy at first, and then it's supposed to smooth out, which is going to be good. So maybe we can go a little faster. One thing that is important is we have to make 15-ish miles by 3 o'clock, because that's where our food pickup is. So we worked with the folks at Shaw's, a hostel back in Monson, and they're going to be there with our food for 3 more days at 3 o'clock. And so we can't miss that, or we'll be in trouble. But we got to do 15 miles by then. I think it shouldn't be as much of an issue as it was today. Like I said, the terrain's looking much better for tomorrow. All right, so I want to thank the Maine Appalachian Trail Conservancy, because some of the trails, listen, I complain. I've been complaining a lot about the mud and the roots and the rocks and all that. But there are some sections of trail, especially on some of these climbs and descents, that have really well done. And I don't take pictures or video of that because I'm focusing on, trying to get there. But the descent off of Whitecap today, it was a staircase made out of, the natural rock. And it wasn't even, right? It wasn't like a staircase that you'd find at home or in a business building. But it was manageable. And so I'd like to thank the folks at the MATC for doing that, and for generally doing a great job with the campsites here in the wilderness. I know it can be tough because it's out here in the middle of nowhere. It's tough to get the materials out here and build stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, as always, if you stuck through to the end, I appreciate it. And I will see you again tomorrow on the trail.